An inspired adventure of imagination traversing the wizarding world. And then there are these Fantastic Beasts movies. So Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore is the third Fantastic Beasts movie. We have Jude Law once again playing younger Dumbledore. We have Mads Mikkelsen playing Grindelwald, but they can't actually go against each other. They can't make a move against each other. It's pretty much like chess, where they're both the kings, but the king can't try to take the other king, because that would put the king in check, and the king can't willingly go into check. So the kings have to rely on the pawns and the rooks and the knights, the bishops, to do their bidding. Now, first of all, Mads Mikkelsen is great. He's a legend in anything he does. And I really like Mads Mikkelsen as Grindelwald. I don't like why Mads Mikkelsen had to be Grindelwald, especially in a world where Disney officially apologized to Johnny Depp and they're like, we're sorry. More and more, it's looking like, you know the scenario in a movie where there's a bomb and someone has to cut the red wire or the blue wire, and only one is the correct decision, the other one is the incorrect decision. It's looking like Warner Brothers cut the red wire when they should have cut the blue wire. But in a world where we've had three faces of Grindelwald at this point, we've had Colin Farrell, Johnny Depp, and Mads Mikkelsen. Although Colin Farrell became Johnny Depp because it was a disguise, you know, but still, three faces. Mads Mikkelsen brought a lot to the character and this movie as a whole. I hope he has a great chiropractor on speed dial because he is gonna have some hardcore back problems for carrying this entire movie on his shoulders. But Johnny Depp as Grindelwald, he just looked off, you know? I couldn't buy Dumbledore going for this guy. This guy who just screams maniac, screams problems. Mads Mikkelsen comes across exactly how you would think Mads Mikkelsen would be as Grindelwald. I can see people following this guy and then at a point being like, I think I got in too deep to some really bad shit. Which you get the feeling that's what happened with Dumbledore. I just think Mads Mikkelsen really brought that into focus. Other than that, this movie's just, you know, it happened, I guess. You see, these Fantastic Beasts movies, I'll give it to the first one where they tried to do something new. They're like, yeah, it's like Monster Hunter in the wizarding world. Then they were like, all right, let's do some Dumbledore backstory. Let's concentrate on him now. But they're still trying to hold on to the Fantastic Beast element and some of the characters in theirs. There are too many irons in this fire, man. Especially when one of the main characters in terms of plot point in this whole thing is Ezra Miller, who in terms of screen presence, I'm concerned for the Flash movie. Ezra Miller stands there, but doesn't stand out. It's just kind of the mantra. But to its core, the problem I have with this movie, other than having too many characters they need to juggle because I feel like they have to hold on to the Fantastic Beasts characters, which they kind of do. I mean, they did set the stage for the adventure going on now. The problem is I don't care because the movie is not making me care. And I think that comes from a severe lack of inspiration in terms of creating the material. You look at Harry Potter. Harry Potter's imaginative, inspired. The world is fleshed out. It's building a world that J.K. Rowling obviously cared about. This just feels like what happens when Warner Brothers goes to the richest woman in the world and goes, hey, you want to be the richest woman in the world? Cool, awesome. Let's make some shit up as we go along. Why not? I'm sure we're gonna hear somewhere that J.K. Rowling had this whole story of Fantastic Beasts planned out by the time she wrote Order of the Phoenix, but I'm never gonna buy it. These Fantastic Beasts movies, especially at Crimes of Grindelwald, now Secrets of Dumbledore, they just come across as Warner Brothers making movies so they can hold on to the intellectual property of the character. I don't know for sure, but you remember that Fantastic Four movie that came out eons ago? It was a Fantastic Four movie that was made simply because the studio had to make a Fantastic Four movie in order to hold on to the license of the characters. I really feel like that's what these Fantastic Beasts movies are. It's just so Warner Brothers can hold on to the rights to the characters so they can still maintain the rights to the games and anything that comes out involving the wizarding world. Granted, J.K. Rowling's, I guess, credited as one of the screenwriters, so that is a flaw. There's a loophole in that argument. Again, don't know for sure, but if I found out that's why these movies are happening, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised. Case in point, after an overly convoluted, overly inflated runtime that is this movie, there is something that does deal with elections, you know? So it's a wizarding world election going on. Is it commentary about elections in America? Do not know. Don't care. But the point is, and I'm gonna keep this vague because I don't want to spoil anything, but the logistics of what's happening and these wizards going in, it's just a world of, you know, illusions, spells, hexes, and charms. but we're gonna go ahead and buy that. It just doesn't make sense. The Triwizard Tournament has more checks and balances in place, keeping people from putting their name in the Goblet of Fire when they're not supposed to, than the political element of the wizarding world has. It just doesn't make any sense. This movie just doesn't feel like it's a smooth road leading to a point. Like the Harry Potter books or movies, every year was a story that did feed into the larger story as a whole that would be all 7 books. Or 7 movies, or 8 movies, however you want to say it. This movie just feels like a series of, all right, these characters are on this adventure, these characters are on this adventure. Newt Scamander has this weird animal thing where he's, he's doing this shit because he knows how to deal with animals. And so, right. So you have that. So you're reminded, oh, this is a Fantastic Beasts movie. But man, there are things that happened in the last movie. Admittedly, I didn't remember happening. But they happened, and they were like huge things that could have been crazy character turns and shifts. But it doesn't last long enough in order to be profound, in order for it to matter. I've heard this is the best of the Fantastic Beasts movies. Is it the best of the Fantastic Beasts movies? Sure. But in any case, the best of forgettable is still forgettable. Mads crushed it, but the problem is, now that I've seen a different person play Grindelwald effectively in each movie, it just feels like every movie we get a new face of someone we're told is this same character, but it doesn't feel like the same character. It just feels like we're dealing with new people. Like The Crimes of Grindelwald, Secrets of Dumbledore, I'm not gonna remember in T-1 day. Yep, already forgot. Also, one thing I do remember very clearly, dude was the best part of this movie. I feel like he's been the best part of all the Fantastic Beasts movies. He's clearly way too good for this franchise. All right, so Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes Against Cinematic Storytelling. It's a play on the previous movie's title, but who has 2 thumbs and doesn't give a shit? What did you think of The Secrets of Dumbledore? Did you like it? Did you not? Are you disappointed? Are you done with these Fantastic Beasts movies, or are you hooked for the 3 other movies they want to make after this? Whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.